So Ben, we're here at Cenex Expo in 2024, and we're in familiar surroundings in the sense that there are electric cars charging in a charging station, but it's not quite a normal charging station, is it?
Not quite, not quite. This is we call it an EV solar charging hub. This is a Papilio 3. It's brought by my company 3TI, and 3TI stands for 3 Technology Infrastructure, and that's solar, storage, and EV charging. Our bread and butter is large-scale solar car park and other solar projects for commercial and industrial customers. And where Papilio 3 was born was that those are our bread and butter. They're fantastic projects. They deliver meaningful impact on solar generation, the transition to EVs. However, they do take some time with DNO connections, planning permissions, and commercial arrangements and contracting. And so while we're doing that, we like to lead with our Papilio 3 product, which brings all of the benefits of a large-scale solar car park into miniature format, into a semi-permanent structure. So we've got 20 kilowatts of solar on the roofs, servicing 12. In this unit, it's a little bit different. Maybe we'll talk about that later, but our typical commercial unit is 12 22 kilowatt charge points. Typically, to complete depends on the use cases, but for a typical workplace or destination, and some fleets, depending on their usage pattern, about 30% of the power that goes into EVs comes from the solar array above us. The remaining balance comes from the grid.
So you will need to find access to it, but is that as complicated as if you were putting a permanent installation in?
A permanent solar car park or a permanent EV charge. So the grid connection is much smaller than a large scale solar car park. So that's why the grid connection process takes so long. Whereas here we don't need too much of we need quite a small grid connection that is almost always already available on site.
And if I understand correctly, one of the magic elements of this is that you leave no footprint, because once it exists and we can see cars charging, you can lift, take away, and you wouldn't know you'd been here.
Exactly right. So it's freestanding, it's surface mounted. We don't need to penetrate the ground. Only one of our installations in sunny Inverness, that is screw piled for geographical reasons. We're not worried about solar car parks falling over, we're worried about them flying away. In that particular location, there is a bit of risk there, so that was screw piled. There are actually, whilst a wind map across the country might indicate that a low risk of such an event, some cases where it's particularly open, like Silverstone, that have got a couple of twins of Papilio 3s, because it's so open, actually there is a big wind risk there. So there we've put ballast into each pod at each end to weigh it down appropriately. It's been an amazing show, such an amazing array of brilliant people. So we've had an appropriately broad set of conversations. Lots of people see this and say it's a highly visible EV charging solution that others perhaps struggle with. It provides all the benefits of a large-scale solar car park, like I say, CCTV, lighting, shelter. We're sheltered nicely from a very cold day here today. Normally we talk about rain and snow, but today it's wind. So we had a broad set of conversations. Lots of opportunity for partnerships, but providing different EV charging solutions. And we talked about the freestanding nature of a Papilio 3. One of the benefits of a Papilio 3 is that, as you say, it leaves no footprint. So we can put it in for shorter periods of time and have more flexible commercial arrangements with customers, where a site may only be on a leasehold arrangement, where it might be identified for regeneration or a different type of use for different offerings. So those are the particular kind of interests we've had. But also people on today or yesterday it was the sunshine they wanted shelter from. Today it's the wind.